Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's Tuesday. We're doing Business Tarot Tuesdays as usual. I know that it feels, I guess, for most of us a little bit later tonight. So I don't know about you guys, but it feels so like it doesn't even feel like it's like 7 o'clock or whatever time it was before the change. It always feels like it's like 11 o'clock or something super late. So interesting. But anyway, if you guys are arriving, we are going to dive into readings quickly here. And all that we need to do to get started with the reading is have you say, hey, I want a reading. And you do that by raising your hands, essentially saying that in the comments. I do have Solange that's here, and she helps me to keep everything sort of just organized and flowing. She puts the structure in place and keeps things organized so that I can just be like, free-flowing little intuitive card fairy, just giving these business readings to everybody. So yeah, we'll get started. As everybody's coming in, I always encourage you guys. I know at first we like to kind of like hang out and be like, oh, what's she going to do? What kind of reading is it going to be? But I will tell you that it just depends on the day, but sometimes it does get busier. So we do share it out to a few places. We ask for you to share it out as well. Hey, Carl, how are you? And so if you know that you want a reading, yeah, we'll get started. I always ask you to just basically share that you want a reading right away so that we make sure that you can get yours tonight. So I am going to be doing business readings tonight. If you guys are new to me, I'm Ashley Bradley. I'm an intuitive business coach, and I pull through information and essentially channel messages from your spirit team about business. And within that little business umbrella, we do welcome in career. Career can come to the party. We do also involve like purpose and things relating to money as well. So I always ask that you ask a specific question, something that will give us at least a place to look, a place to be curious about. Spirit's going to give whatever they're going to give. So it might be something completely separate that they are deeming more important for you right now. But we are just going to dive right in. Okay, so I see Pat. I'm going to go with Pat. I'm going to go with Pat first. Business increase this month. Okay, so Pat's asking about money related to the business. Okay, and so anybody else that is arriving now, if you guys know that you want a reading, then Solange is going to be the person helping you in the comments. She's going to give you a number. We do at times just jump around, and I just let universe decide who I'm drawn to. And if you ever want to just be like, hey, I want to go to the front of the line, I just want to know that I'm going to get a reading and that maybe it's going to be a little bit more in depth, like wink, wink. I actually can't wink, but if I could, we always go deeper for anybody that joins live. So if you want your front of the line pass, Solange could hook you up with that link and it'll actually pop you into our little kind of virtual backstage area, and I could pull you into the feed to be on video or just audio if you prefer. But we do tend to go a little bit deeper and have, just a much more fun interactive session that way. Okay. So Pat, I'm going to get tuned into you. There's something that I do want to share with you. It's not from your spirit team. It's from me before I tune into you. But whenever I see people talking about their business as a small business, I'm always like, hey, let's not call it small. Like if we don't want small income, like our words speak things into existence. So that's not coming from spirit. That's totally coming from me. But I just wanted to maybe invite you into creating some kind of new words that really match like the income and the business that however you talk about it when it's reached the goals. Okay, so Pat, I am going to tune into you now. If you would hold that question just in your heart, just think about it. And what I'm going to do is just get tuned into you and we'll pull the card and get started, okay? Okay. I just feel like I want to take a deep breath when I connect in with you. And I feel just such a sudden wave of emotions, which when this happens Pat, it's like really showing me that there's been something pretty intense that has happened around you, or something that has hit you like a ton of bricks. And so whatever's going on, it feels like it's something somewhat separate from the business, but that it has been impacting you and how you've been able to show up. So I just get this sense of like, hey, like, be easy on yourself, Pat. Like, remember what you've been through, because I feel like you're the person that just, like, I just get this sense of you having such a big heart, of being someone that's just like such kind of a lover, supporter, cheerleader for the people around you. And I feel like you have been being just really, really hard on yourself, and almost expecting yourself to like be pushing through things that, like, it seems like I would be worried about you if you were able to just push through things like that. Okay, so you're saying I am correct with that. So the Ace of Earth card is coming up. So because you are asking a question related to money, the Earth cards, they are actually related to like physical manifestation. So that's definitely a good one, right? It's talking about the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Okay, they're just repeating small pieces, small pieces. So it's almost as if like, I feel like you get overwhelmed, and like my heart sinks a little bit, and that you get overwhelmed because you see like big things or big projects or big chunks, and then you just get overwhelmed and it sort of takes the wind out of you. And then I see you kind of like back out of things. And really the guidance that they're giving is for you to just take a look at these smaller chunks, and to do things kind of like in a more minute sense, and to just do them repeatedly. Like, they're just showing me that like, once you've identified those things, that you're just like, okay, yes, I can do that. I can show up, I can do this. And then tomorrow I can do it again, and I can do it again after that. So that's everything that they're showing me. The other thing is that like, I'm noticing, because I forgot that I have this little thing over here so I could show you the card. I read and I get a lot of intuition that comes in through the images, and I notice, see how her hands are like holding on to it really tightly. Like, I feel like that is how you are sort of gripping tightly the business right now. And it almost feels like a forced energy. It's kind of like the metaphor that comes, it's like you're trying really hard to get the key to unlock the door, and you're trying to jam in the wrong key, but you were going so quickly and pushing so like vigorously that you're not noticing that, oh, like if I just stopped and I slowed down, then I would see that I had the wrong key, and I could like recalibrate myself, grab the key, and very easily just put it right in. So, okay, so you're saying yes, you're feeling that. You gave me a yes with bold letters. So a lot of that as well, just from an energetic standpoint, like they're showing me that like with the key, they're showing me that it's more of like kind of like a tactical kind of practical thing blended with an energy. So I do want you to slightly look at sort of the approach. And I think that's what they were showing me in terms of like the small chunks and the practical things. Like I see you being like, what are the 3 to 5 things that I just execute these every day? And I don't even have to sort of like think about it or stress about it. I just show up and I fucking do it. And then they're showing me as well that it does need to be a bit of a release of attachment, because a lot of times when we're gripping like that, like it is really based in the energy of fear and scarcity. So many times we're actually like, we're blocking it. We're pushing it away because it's showing that we actually don't believe that it's possible for us. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'll leave you with that. Okay. Okay. So, yes, I'm going to pull in Emily. I'm going to bring you in right now. Ready or not? I'm just kidding. She's ready. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Not that great. I just got COVID yesterday, so I'm
Yeah.
home in my pajamas, trying
Oh.
not to cough on your live.
Well, you can't spread COVID over Facebook Live,
I
thankfully.
know, but I
So
don't want to
we're
cough
lucky.
in your beautiful voice. Mhm.
Let me see if I don't know if I could put in the little card thing at the same time. Let me try it. No, I can't do it at the same time. But we'll
That's
just
fine.
go. We'll just go like this for you. That works, right? So,
Yeah.
what do you want a reading about?
So I had some ideas of what I kind of wanted to do business wise in the next couple months. And getting COVID this weekend kind of like felt like a sign that maybe I shouldn't be doing things so risky right now. That maybe I should be staying with what I have because I know that that's going to be making money right now. And I just
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I should go for the leap in this unpredictable time right now, or kind of
Okay.
just stay with what I'm familiar with.
Okay. So do I stay with what I'm familiar with, or do I take this leap sooner rather than later?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay. So some things are coming in. And I think for this, it's sort of like you don't have to understand it because I think it might be more at an unconscious level, or maybe you're going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, but what they're showing me in some ways is that like in some ways you're kind of like sourcing to you things to not have to start yet. And they're showing me like that there is some fears and there is some things where maybe it might be more convenient for you to not embark on this journey just yet. Would that make sense at all?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Okay. So the 7 of Earth card is coming up. So it's talking about seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action.
Oh,
That kind of fits right now. That kind of fits. Unnecessary worry. Unnecessary worry. So I just want to tune into the image for a second. They're taking me to the heart as well, and I go to green. Okay, this other thing that you want to do is a thing that you've been talking about for a while, but that you never fully start. That you like kind of start, or you like research, or you like, right? Would that make
yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's really connected to your heart, and it's a different level of vulnerability. It's like it feels like more of an emotional vulnerability. Would that make sense as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um it's almost like I think what they're showing me is that like cuz I know you from seeing you show up, but it's almost like more vulnerable at times. I feel like for you to show up like in a place that doesn't feel like humorous and light and bubbly, because I feel like that has been, even though for most people that would be terrifying for them, it's almost like it's reversed for you. And
Yeah.
so they're showing me that, but it feels like it's very much like it's bigger than business. It's more about the next stage of your soul's development, because what I see is that it's translating over to relationships. And I even look at this tree as well. And they're showing me that like this one thing that I think it is okay. Like it feels more like inner things. Like right now, like even if you're secluded, it would show me that like, oh, well, it seems like really convenient for you to have to really be by yourself and not have all these outside distractions and do the inner work to really
Yeah.
kind of be ready to move forward. So that I am seeing that as being like rooting deeper into the soil. And then the other thing is just like, I just feel like it's a really big growth and expansion that stretches beyond into all parts of your life, because you being able to show up with this kind of emotional vulnerability, it's like, it's just such a different place that you haven't had access to, I'm seeing, since childhood. Like it really connects you to this place like of just like this vibrancy and almost sort of like this kind of innocent, playful, kind of childlike love that I think that like you actually are really craving. But everything that I'm seeing is just like, it's worth it. It might fucking suck to do this work and it might pull up some things, but it really does feel like it's like your access point, your portal for really like just becoming what they're showing me is like the energy, just being this expansive energy, this person who touches a lot of people's lives based on how you show up. So I feel like for you as well, just like always remember to go back to that purpose, that like, well, why am I doing it? What's bigger than me? What's a bigger reason than me to do this? And so
Yeah.
does that all?
It's very helpful. And I know you want me to be like telling you exactly what all my things are that are
You
correct, but
don't have to. Yeah.
you are correct. There's multiple things that are coming up. So I'm getting like things from both sides of what is coming up. So I'm very, very helpful. That does help me answer my question. So
Well, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I hope that this just sort of like heals and goes by quickly, but that you do get that time to look within, because it feels like it's happening for you. So maybe just
I'm gonna use this time wisely and not just watch TV.
Unless you're feeling really, really shitty, don't. If there's any really shitty parts, just watch TV.
Yeah.
Get some Postmates.
Well,
And
thank
do what
you
you
so
need to
much,
do.
Ashley. It's always a pleasure to listen to your readings. So
Thanks, Emily. Feel better.
thank you.
Bye. Okay, so Solange, I know we have somebody at 6:15-ish, which I know we're a few minutes over now, right? Who is that? Crystalline. Okay. Yeah. Crystalline, is she coming in?
She was saying hi, but I'm not really sure. She was coming live as well. I gave her the link, but I'm not really sure if she could manage to get in.
Okay. Yeah, I saw somebody pop in backstage when I was getting in there with Emily. So Crystalline, if you are here, you will pop into a backstage area before you'll just go live. So don't worry about that. And then did we share it in my group?
Yes, we did.
Thank you. And so you guys, you're hearing me right now talk about Crystalline having reserved spots. So a few times each week, I do give out a couple different reserve spots to my group. So Solange will drop that link in, and you'll see it in the little summary of the live. Okay, so Crystalline has the link. We're going to wait for her. And then do we have numbers that have been happening? We do. Okay.
Yeah, we have number 3 and 4, because 1 and 2 were Pat and Emily.
Okay. I'm feeling like we do number 4 and then number 3. Who's number 4?
Great, Jasmine, and she's on YouTube, so you'll see her question over there.
Okay, got it. So
okay,
Crystalline is saying, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Jasmine first, and then Crystalline, Solange is going to help you get the link so you can join backstage. And if you guys are just joining, we have a link that anybody can use, that if you want to just jump to the top of the line, you can pop in over here just like Emily did and do a reading. And I usually go a little bit deeper. Okay, so what is your question, Jasmine? Jasmine. I'm scrolling. I don't see. Oh, okay. I see it here. Okay. Just started a small business, and I would love to know big things are coming my way. I like how you're even phrasing that question, Jasmine. Jasmine, can you put, because you have hanging with the JRs, can you just put your last name in the comments as well? I find that I get a better connection if I have your name instead of a screen name there. I'm just going to wait for that. Jasmine, are you there, girl? I know there's a brief little delay, but okay. Well, Jasmine, we'll just go for it, and then we'll see what we get. I always feel like I get a cleaner connection. Okay, we're just going to go. Okay. So first off, okay, thanks, Jasmine. Let me just tune into that with your last name. Okay. The energy that I am being shown right as I connect in with you as it relates to this question is they're showing me a little bit of tentativeness, a little bit of sort of kind of treading lightly, and it actually doesn't feel like it's your true nature at all. I feel like you have a bigger energy, a bigger personality. I feel like I just want to sort of gesture and talk with my hands. Would that make sense for you just as I describe your personality, because they're showing me like a very different energy, and they're showing me like she's usually like this, but in this specific thing and with this business, she's being like this. She's being sort of like this more kind of quiet, this more like mouse-like kind of timid energy, which is connected to like not really taking like tons of bold risk, not really like taking chances and being able to just like stand and be like, this is what I do, this is what I offer. And it feels like for you, it's very like there's some integration to do for you right now to really bring the core essence of who you are into everything else. So the card, and if you guys as well, Jasmine and anybody else that stays in the comments and gets a reading, if you can interact with me, just like give me some feedback and talk to me. I always love that. But this 4 of air card, it's talking about, okay, interesting. It's talking about time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Again, I'm not even used to my little thing right here. Meditation may provide answers. Yeah, everything that I'm seeing for you, you're asking about are big things coming my way. Like I'm seeing that like you need to show up in a bigger way, Jasmine. Like you really do have to just like go for it, because I see you, first off, like I hear a narrative of like not ready, sort of like, I don't know if I can put it out there or like charge this for it yet. Like it feels like there's more owning of it for you to do. Like I feel like when you up level in terms of your belief, like I do feel like where that translates, it takes you into this place of like taking bolder actions, of like talking about everything and bringing that vibrant energy, that big energy that you have. I see you bringing it to the business as well. And then people are just excited. They're just like so excited about what you do. They can't help but feel and be as excited as you are about it. So that's where I'm going to point you. I always let people know that what's cool is like these energies are really tapping in and tuning into the energy that we're feeling today. And it allows us to kind of plug into it, see what's there, see how it feels, and be like, okay, so what might we tweak? Like if we know that this is Jasmine's goal, if we might tweak some things, if we might change some things around so that it can line up and just sort of bring the energy, the sort of doing energy in alignment with the goal, it allows you to do that because there's free will choice, right? There's free will choice, and it's not like any of that is outside of you. It's all made of the same energy. So you're saying you're very outgoing, you're fun, you're full of energy, you're a cosmetologist, and you just relaunched a lash line, or you just launched a lash line. Okay, got it. So I am going to go to Crystalline. She's going to join me live here in just a moment. But yes, I would love to hear from you, Jasmine, and see if that's making sense, that you're not taking as big of a risk. But what I really want you to do is like, in terms of the last line there, I feel it in the throat chakra as well. It's like write your top 10 list. Like I see you being like, wow, if my lashes like were carried in these 10 places, these like dream places, and then just being like, well, shit, I'm going to actually just get on my laptop. I'm going to just ask them because I have nothing to, like, I see that kind of energy coming in from your business. And I just want you to remember, like when you have that like multi-6-figure like lash line, like what are the choices that you're going to make? Let her, that woman, that Jasmine that runs the multiple 6-figure lash line, not the lash line that was like just launched, right? But the one that's like, yes, hello, I have a lash empire. Oh, yes, like we're on a waiting list right now. You want to carry my product? Okay. Like that version of Jasmine, I want her to start making the decisions and making the calls, because I just feel like that's going to be the thing that gets you to actually show up with your bigness. And it's actually more tied to your personality and your resonance. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Crystalline, I'm pulling you into the stream, and then we'll go to whoever's next after that. We'll check in. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. And yourself?
Good. Am I saying your name right, Crystalline?
Yes.
Okay. So what do we want to do a reading on?
My business.
Do you have a specific question? Do you just want to do a general business reading?
Well, recently, as of this past week, I've kind of realized that basically I had been taken advantage of with my first business, and so
Oh,
yeah, that's it's very disappointing,
yeah, yeah,
um, especially amidst of me wanting to launch the other.
yeah,
Um, so I'm just trying to. I do feel like I'm leaning more towards the other, but I feel like I want to stick to both of them, but I want to lean more towards the one that's gonna, of course, bring more revenue because I I have to take care of my
yeah,
girls.
yeah. Um, are you aware of like the spiritual gifts that you have, things related to intuition? Because that's what they're showing me first before we even tune into this question. So I'm just curious if you're knowing that that is a gift of yours.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I get a lot of like kind of third eye tingling. And so that's like the thing that comes in with you immediately. It almost feels like there's one of the businesses that you're working with people. There's sort of a different dynamic to how you are working or exchanging with people. It feels a little bit deeper. Would that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what I'm seeing is like, and then I'll pull the card, but I feel like stuff is just sort of, it's just coming in. It feels like as you go down that path, because this is the newer path, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
It feels like as you go down that path that you're going to start to get in touch a little bit more with your gifts, because I do feel like you have, it's almost strange to call them spiritual gifts because it's like these are just things that no one ever taught us to like
Right.
access, right? Like no one ever
Yes.
taught like, oh, this is special. And oftentimes they go overlooked because we just assume that everyone can do it like that. But it's almost like when you're working with people on a deeper level and you're picking up on different things that it's like you start to notice and you're just like, okay, like this is really interesting
Yes.
how good I am at this. And so it just feels like you have this quality, like there's definitely a separate thing. It feels like that intuition, that kind of just knowing, like you just know it and you just kind of know stuff and know answers. Like there's that. And I feel like you have this like comfort about you where like you probably always had people kind of come and just like want
Yes.
to tell you all their problems and
Yes.
they feel very
Absolutely.
comfortable. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's that healer in you. Okay. So, we'll just look at sort of the question of like being torn. Like, do I do this one, that one? Do I do both? And so hold
Yes.
that in your heart and then I'll pull a card just to see what guidance wants to come through. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It's so funny. It's like, I feel like my cheeks, like, there's like, they want to smile. Like, like,
Yes.
I did.
I smile all the time.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, it's like I couldn't help. Like, I usually tune in and I'm just like, I don't know what my tune in face is, but I just felt like I couldn't help but smile that
I
time.
do it
Okay.
all the time. I feel it here too. All the time.
Okay. The King of Air card is coming in. So the air cards, it's very much related to the mind and the intellect, but sometimes it could mean that we're overanalyzing a little bit as well. And I can hear some of that energy coming through with you, but it's
Yes.
talking about speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. And so it feels like the mental kind of analyzing, the kind of logical processing, that if anything, you're like overly relying on that right now. And for you, it's like when they're showing me that tingling of the third eye, it's also coming in to be like, well, hey, like Crystalline, like you also have this really intuitive sense. Like you also have this this way that your body can kind of speak to you, like through all this wisdom and through all this knowing, that you can also confidently trust in that as well. And they're even showing me that there's times where like you have made some pretty big decisions that they're like pointing back to. They're just like, don't you remember this one time and this other time after that when you trusted yourself and you trust your gut? And they're saying this is no different. It's no different with this right now. It just feels like I see this atop this like horse, right? There's like sort of like this very regal looking guy on a horse. And it's like, it is the sense of leaving the pack. Like that's really apparent to me because I tune into the energy. So it feels like a breaking away and leaving the pack. It almost feels like it's uncomfortable because whatever it is that your soul really wants to do, it's kind of like there's some friends and family that are kind of have different opinions or
Yes.
Okay, like they're like kind of, I see them even projecting on you and sort of like, yeah, being whatever's like safe. They're trying to call you back to safety, and you're like, I've never like. And again, you're sort of like the one that is curious, the one that's always like, well, how?
Yes.
Okay, I need to go see. Let me go see for myself. Like, but at the same time, that's very inspiring to people. That's like always been one of the things that people have really respected you for. So all the energy in terms of like looking at it coming down to a business choice is about breaking away. It's about like really owning, like there's a confidence to this. So it's about owning, like I have the inner knowing that I don't necessarily only have to rely on my intellect, but I feel like this sense of sort of like the fire is also being like, but I also know that my passions speak through my body, that I feel when I'm aligned, that I feel when things are like coming from my soul. And it seems like that is like the thing that's already pulling you, that you've already actually like left on that journey, that it's just about like fully kind of claiming it and being like, okay, I'm doing this now.
Yes, it is. It's a spiritual business actually. And it's something that I really want to do. I'm very passionate about it, but I'm very nervous because basically, it's like it's totally different from what I was taught,
Yeah.
and
so
I'm
you're feeling
nervous.
you're feeling some but you see this with a pack behind, kind of like
Oh, yes, I do. Yes.
That's the image that I was like, oh, like it really feels like you leaving the path and being like, okay, I'm going on this uncharted journey. And some of you might come, some of you might not. Like, I love all of you.
Yes.
This is for me. I choose me. It feels very much like kind of like when that is cleared away, it's like, again, your soul already knows what you want to do. So what did you get in that? Did that give you some clarity around what you were asking of like, which direction does my spirit team see me going?
I guess I feel it. I feel like, the message is to kind of so much like leave the credit repair business in the past and move forward with the spiritual business. I think that's what the message is.
It's interesting as well with seeing that spiritual gift thing come in right away with you. What is the spiritual business, out of curiosity?
So actually, right now, just starting out, I'm going to sell manifestation boxes.
Ooh.
Yes, it's so
I love
cool.
that.
Let me show you the box real quick. What is one of them? Look how cool it looks.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's basically like, adding fashion to your spirit, dressing up your spirit while, being able to manifest, what your desires are.
Okay, can I just point out how to talk about that? Do you feel that?
Yes.
What's going on with you? What are you feeling?
I'm excited.
It's funny that you're trying to contain it though. You're like, Who's here? Who's listening?
Yeah. Yes. I'm so excited. It really makes me I feel really good about it. I'm so proud. I am. But I'm not comfortable, about, I'm not like that with everyone. I'm really nervous and, introducing this to, the people that I know.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I feel like these things are not the most comfortable. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's going to be so comfortable. It's going to just feel like a trip to Disneyland for you. I'm not going to say that there won't be any comments because
Yeah, that's what I'm so nervous about.
Yeah.
I'm so
But
nervous, but I'm so excited. I feel it in here. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. A few years
yeah.
back, I would have never thought, but this is, as time goes by, I get, I'm just more drawn to, I want to learn more. I want to learn more about the being that I am, and what, and what can I do to help others along the way, because I know that I'm not the only one that feels the way that I feel,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's such a common thing with the spiritual business stuff that it's sort of like these layers of coming out of the closet.
Yes.
And it's like our inner critics make up a lot of stories about what might happen and who's going to say
Yes.
what and plays out entire scenarios. So watch that. I'd say the coach in me is just like, be aware of those inner critics right now. Know that they're going to show up because you're up to something big. You're stepping out of your comfort zone, but just be really curious about it because this is going to be such a, your business isn't just going to grow, like you are going to, as a soul, just like grow and expand so much from really like doing this work of like being more of who you are, being more of who you came here to be. And so that is just so apparent. So thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes,
but
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really
thank you,
appreciate you.
Crystalline. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Bye. All right. See, I love it, you guys. Don't you guys want to join as well? It's just like so fun. So what's going on, Solange, with the numbers?
I want that box.
What's that? Oh, I know. I totally like get boxes like that like all the time. So I'm just like, ooh, stuff.
Okay, so we are up to number 6 now. And you have to do still number 3, which is Kara, and then you can pick the rest of the numbers.
Okay, Kara, I'm going to do Kara first, and then we'll see with the whoever's 5 and 6 or whoever else is showing up. So thank you, Solange. Okay, Kara, what is your question for the reading? Kara. And by the way, guys, remember that if you were just joining, you can hop in. You can join me on video. We'll go a little bit deeper. We'll have a great time. Kara, I hear you saying that number 3 is a special number. 3 is for me too. Okay. Kara, can you drop your question in again? Because I don't see it. I'm kind of just like scrolling through. What's your question, Kara? Can you type it again for me? I'm just going to start to get connected in with you. I'm scrolling up, just not seeing it. So we could do general business, but I always like if there's something specific that you're curious about as it relates to your business. And guys, if anyone wants to go deeper, this week only, speaking of the 3 connection, if you book this week for a future reading, I have 3 question business readings that I record. You ask me 3 questions about your business. I record them for you so that you can watch a 30-minute reading on your own time. I take pictures of all the cards for you so that you can see them up close and personal and see what's coming in for you. And I've lowered the price for those people that book this week, that basically like pay and book their session this week, by $33. So it brings it down to $55 for that instead of the usual $88. So grab that if you guys want to go deep and you want me to just like pull a bunch of cards. I typically, for each question, pull 2 to 3 cards. So would love to do that for you. Okay, Kara. Okay, Kara, I'm going to go with just a general business reading unless I see something. Oh, here we go. I didn't even see that before. Just some direction related to business. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So just hold your business in your heart. Focus in on it. I'm going to rearrange this here so I can show you your card. Okay. Okay. It's interesting. It's like a very peaceful energy that comes in with you. And it's like, it feels like a very gathered, very calm, very grounded energy that comes in with you. It's this sense of like, I think that there's times where you've been feeling stuck, because it's like, there's times when I was just noticing that the energy that like, I was reading it more as like kind of inaction, a little bit more of stuckness, or sort of like not knowing what move to take next. But then at the same time, it's like, I feel like I just like feel very kind of like calm and peaceful about it as well. So that's what I'm reading in terms of your energy, Kara, and what I'm feeling from you. The 8 of Earth card is coming in, and Earth cards are, I mean, pretty awesome when it comes to business, just because it's very much about like manifestation and bringing like energy into form here in physical reality. It's talking about skilled work being rewarded, learning all that there is to know about a topic, and going back to school. So there's definitely this sense of like that you've been practicing something for a long time. Some of it formally, some of it informally, and I'll show you the card in a moment as well. They're showing me that some of the things in the past have not gone your way. Like, I just feel like I see a lot of like road bumps, like a lot of redirections. Some of them were your choosing, but it feels like most of them were related to things that you had totally no control over. And it does feel like they were big things. Like they were things that, like they just like really, there was just no way to keep going and keep pursuing it at that point in time. And so it's really showing it to me in terms of past, like, okay, all of these things are behind you now. I'm almost wondering, like, do you have something that you do that's like more related to being a healer, doing something with spirituality, something like this? Like, I almost feel like you have this energy that feels like that, but it's almost more grounded. It feels like it's almost more like a very grounded kind of practical application of it for some reason. I keep going to my throat chakra for you as well, and I'll show you the card just so that you can see it and see if you're getting anything from it specifically. And if you could type to me, Kara, let me know if this makes sense for you. But it's like, I just keep seeing you being somebody where it's like the words that you're using matters, and like you having this like gift for communication and the way that you use your words. And it feels like just like a very flowing kind of like natural state for you to be in. Okay. Yes, but not as a business. Interesting. I feel like there's it's like an integration. I don't know exactly what that means for your business, but if they're showing it to me and it's coming in as it relates to business, like it feels like this sense of integrating different parts of you that maybe have been put on the periphery. Like this goes in this box and this goes in this box over here, and I'll separate this one. It feels like that paradigm is ending. And I feel like this next chapter for you is more about the integration. And again, like how I saw you practicing things for a long time and that some of it was formal and some of it was informal, it sounds like from you that it would make sense that like this other stuff related to spirit, this other stuff related to like readings or healings, like whatever it is that you do, it almost sounds like that. I want to say like a kind of a merging, because I saw it being more grounded in the practical. Saw it being more grounded in the practical. Yes. So you're saying crystal healer, but mostly to heal yourself and family. I'd love to do it someday, but I don't feel experienced enough yet. Okay. Well, the thing here, it's funny. It's talking about skilled work being rewarded and learning all that there is to know about a topic. We're entering into a very different, a very different time with the age of Aquarius, where things more related to healing, things more related to the feminine gifts, like you being a crystal healer, have been like, oh, well, this doesn't belong here. This doesn't have to do with business, right? But there's going to be more and more. This is a trend that I'm predicting, more and more of this spiritual world coming into places that it wasn't before. And it's going to have to do with some of it being more feminine leaders. It's going to have to do with a big, great awakening that's coming. And so everything that I'm seeing for you is that like your path is clear, that like a lot of the hard, heavy shit that you went through that actually made you a very skilled healer. Like I feel like you had a rougher time than most people in the school of life so far. And it's like those things that have trained you. And then for you, it's like this person reading books. It's like, if it's going to build your confidence and build your excitement to go read books, and you're going to find it fun and to like study about this stuff, go and do it. But I just feel like if it's coming in, if it's coming through, hey, oftentimes they just use me to trigger little remembrances and to trigger things that are like, hey, remember when you came into this life and you agreed to do this and play this role and share this gift? Yes. Yes. Okay. So your dream would be to combine both, store out front, healing in the back. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I am going to, thanks, Kara. Thank you as well. If you're not in my group, I'd love to have you. I have a group called How to Make Money Being Magical. It's all about the divine feminine in business, and we do a lot of fun stuff in there. Okay, Solange. So I think we should just go in, what time is it? Order. Maybe just 5 and 6, and I'll try to just be fast in case anyone else is coming in. Did other people join?
Okay, so 5 is Vladimir.
Okay.
And 6 is Shield.
Shield. Okay. Is that their full name?
Shield Nova.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and if you guys have a different birth name, that always helps me. Who's this Loves Decor person? Loves Decor. I see her asking a question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she has a number yet.
She has, yeah, it's number 7, but
okay.
I'm not really sure about her question. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's what we should do is Vladimir, Shield, and then whoever Loves Decor is, tell me what your name is, because I mean that might be your name, but I'm guessing it's not your name. But yeah, I feel like that if I be quick, I know I'm not always like super quick, but I could do it. I'm gonna be faster so I could get to those 3. And if you guys didn't get your reading tonight, like I do this every Tuesday, Solange will drop the link for me in the group, or do that business reading, that 30-minute business reading. $55 is such a banging deal to get this like 30-minute reading. It's going to be, yeah. So there's always that, you guys. But yeah, every Tuesday, if you guys want to do this. So Vladimir, what's your question? Shield, we're going to you after that. So great. I'm scrolling. But if you guys can drop it in the bottom, I see Shield saying general. Okay. Vladimir, are you still here? I know you want to do something related to purpose. Oh, hi, Vladimir. I saw your photo and the name wasn't ringing a bell, but the photo is. I feel like we've read on this before. But we'll see what new energy is here. Vladimir. Okay. And then we'll go to Shield right after. Okay. Yeah, they're showing me okay. I feel like you can't make this up, Vladimir. Isn't this the card that was pulled for? I've done one other reading for you, I believe. And wasn't this school card something that came up for you last time as well? Like, it feels like some deja vu in terms of the question. It's just really, it's really interesting. Like, if we were to randomly shuffle the same deck with all of these things in a different time to have the same thing there. There's, I'm just sort of feeling into the symbology that I'm feeling for you. I feel like you're already on path, but it's like, I feel like it's a ping-ponging around right now. I feel like it's, it feels like deja vu. It was the same card, yeah. Like, the thing that they're showing me differently is it's kind of like, it's like ping-ponging around. Like, so I'm seeing that in different ways in terms of like the too many things at once where your energy is ping-ponging around and it needs to be just like really focused, as well as like you ping-ponging around that it's like, I'm going to do this. Like, maybe I should do it this way. Maybe this way is best. Maybe this is the best approach. Like, no, maybe that's horrible. And so they're just like really showing it to me, and it's all out here. It's all being shown outside of you. So your guidance is to like, you just, I see you need to take a little bit more time to like get really tuned in and find the answer from within, or like to put everything through the filter of you, because it just feels like, the energy is ping-ponging around so much that it's feeling like a bit frustrated, like things aren't having the momentum that you want them to. But yeah, I feel like you're already on your path, and I think that I remember us talking about this briefly as well. Juanita. So we're gonna do Shield, Juanita. Shield, Juanita, Shield. Let's see. I think you said General. Shield, are you here? Shield Nova. Okay. Thanks, Vladimir. Yeah. I feel like as well for them to like bring in the card again is kind of just that reminder. Like, it's definitely that hint that you already know. Okay. Shield, there's a lot of people from Spirit showing up with you. I feel like you definitely roll deep in terms of your spiritual team. Okay, Shield. I feel like an energy of like sinking in, and then they show me flames right away. They're showing me this imagery of a phoenix, of sort of like the phoenix rising from the ashes, and just showing me that you have just reemerged, rebirth as something totally different. It's the kind of energy of just feeling in such great awe, such great gratitude that I get to be here sort of in your presence. It just feels like as I connect in with you, it's like, wow, like your energy. I don't feel energies like this all the time, but I'm just curious to how this is landing, this like phoenix emerging from the fire, this reemerging, this rebirth, because it just feels like the thing that you are meant to do is going to impact and has been impacting just so many people, just being this beautiful bright light. Like, I feel like I see myself as well. Like a lot of times when I close my eyes, I start to just go more into a channeled state of just pulling things in for you. And that's how it feels like it came in terms of the the fire and the flames and the phoenix. So release card is coming in. It's talking about the end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation, and it's time to move on. So I want to see, what else do you have for Shield? Like what else is going on in terms of her needing to move on? Shield, fill me in on this spiritual transformation, this phoenix rising from the flames, this rebirth. Fill me in on that, because that is feeling very prominent. It's like, I'm just curious what's been going on for you. Okay. So for Shield, it's like they're saying it's time to use your voice. It's time to use your voice in bigger ways. It's time to get out of the hiding, of the doubt, of the insecurities. Everything has been healed. You have done the work. It is time for you to move forward, and you already know what you're meant to do. It's just time to start trusting in that, to trust that if I am seeing it, that it is real, it is valid, because I just feel like it feels like it's been a whirlwind for you. I'd imagine with all of that going on with the pandemic. So if you could just fill me in, it's really helpful for me to have that and to see that. Okay. So, loves, who is Juanita? There was something else I was wanting to see. So Alicia was saying, I pulled the Empress card for you the other night. It was your first reading, and you wanted to share the card the next day that your 6-year-old colored. Yeah, I don't think I could see. I'm gonna look back at this because I don't think I can see. Colored on an iPad. How cute! I'm gonna go back because I can't see it. I stream from StreamYard, and so I can't see all of the images. But I'm gonna go back and see. That is definitely confirmation. I love how the universe like sends it through everybody, right? Okay, so Shield was just saying, I've been going through a lot, but I will definitely learn to trust. And yes, it's been very overwhelming in terms of obstacles. Thank you again. Okay. I'll look at DMs. Okay, I will, Alicia. Okay, so Juanita. I know you had a separate question, Juanita. I'm just like scrolling back up. Okay, should I continue or should I let it go? Juanita, is this related to business? Why am I feeling like it is related to something slightly different? I feel like the energy is probably affecting how you're showing up in business. Would that make sense if I'm feeling something here that might be a separate thing? Like it just feels like there's an energy of another person here. I think that's why I'm asking that. It doesn't necessarily just feel like you and your business. I feel another energy here. So let's just tune into that and see what else comes. And you talk to me. You're going to be the last one for tonight. Okay. Okay. What they're showing me is that you just have like a very different way of doing things. Is there, Juanita, is there something, would it make sense that there is so business and marriage? Okay. So it sounds like I'm just feeling that there's some other kind of energy. So it sounds like there's something, I guess, maybe with, maybe the relationship that's pulling on the business, and they're kind of interwoven. Okay. So the 10 of Fire card is coming through. I feel like I just sort of heat up in terms of like that there's a lot of energy that enters the room. But that's one of the things that they're showing me right away is like that you don't do things the way that other people do. And it's almost something that you like, that you pride yourself on. It's like, it's a big part of you. And they're showing me that. The 10 of Fire, too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. Okay. I go to my body and I feel like, even though I know I carry a lot of tension in my shoulder, my focus was put on my body and in kind of like the shoulder. And it's just kind of showing me how much you're carrying so much stress there and how much you're carrying in your body. Like it doesn't feel like, because you're saying, continue or should I just let it go? I don't get the sense of walking away. I get the sense of sort of like kind of lightening up, the sense of kind of giving yourself more breathing room, giving yourself more room and spaciousness to not just like go at it. I just feel like sometimes you are just like going at it. So you just have this intensity, I feel, about you when you go with the business. And like this fire card is showing me that you have like a deep connection to what you're doing, that you have a deep connection to like self-expression and sharing your voice through the business. So I do feel like it's such an important part of you. It feels like you letting it go would be not just about the business, but like almost like not honoring a part of you. Would that make sense for you? Juanita, it just feels like, a sense of just shifting how you are showing up, how you are being in your business with all of this. So this card also with this dragon symbology, there's a few things that come through. Like it's showing me a sense of protection. It's also showing me a sense of like the dragons represent a lot of the feminine. And it looks like, at least how I'm interpreting it, this card right now for you, it is showing this like kind of feminine dragon, serpenty energy sort of encompassing all of this money. And it's calling you forth to like, to bring that passion, to bring your unique way of doing things. And it's showing that it is about approaching it from the more feminine, because everything that I'm just seeing in terms of you, like, that makes sense. And I'm just seeing you like pushing and kind of powering through. And like, it's very much like a hustle spirit, you know, like I always have a rub with that word, but it's like that energy, like the energy is calling in the feminine of a different way to show up in business. If you're not in my group, join my group. It is definitely much more geared towards the healer and the coach, but it's all about the divine feminine in business. And like, that is what I'm really seeing, is like, it's about you showing up differently, about not pushing so hard because it's feeling like it's depleting, that it's not sustainable, and that it takes some of that fun and inspiration kind of energy out of it. So I see what I'm connecting with is you staying with it, but just changing your relationship and your way of showing up. Okay. So I'm going to pause here. I know I went a few minutes over, and I will either see you guys in my group. If you guys join me there, I show up there every day, bringing almost every day, every time, every once in a while, like on a day or a weekend, I'll miss a day, but almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day, just really being of service to the coaches and healers that are feeling like they're not feeling good in business, that they're feeling like, business doesn't feel like it's a fit for me, or that I can honor who I am and my way of doing things and bring in the money and bring in the success. And it's all about that. I will see you next week. Same time next week, 6 to 7 Pacific. And if you guys want to go deeper, if any of you didn't get to go tonight, or if you did get to go tonight and you want to go deeper, then check the link in the little description thing to book the 30-minute recorded reading. Thanks, everybody.